Hello everyone, so here we have all the miniatures from the Northern Trials that they deliver with the queens from the north, 2-player initial set for Warcrow, the game, the wargame. And I just wanted to review the assembling process and address some of the questions regarding how to work with this new plastic that Corvus has been using lately and that they are using in Warcrow. They are working exclusively with this CO cast or thermoplastic. And there's a lot of controversy on the quality of the miniatures and the quality of the material, the casting quality, the details, the quality of the molds, and a lot of stuff, right? So first of all, I would like to throw there my opinion right at the start of the video. Is this my favorite material? No, it's not. I would rather work with the regular injected plastic, right, that GW is using, and maybe even with metal for some miniatures, but for some others metal was a pain as well. So it's not that it is a pain, it's just part of it, right? I consider myself a modeler and a hobbyist. I'm not the kind of person that plays a lot of games, and I mainly paint the miniatures, right? I assemble and paint mainly, so that's what I do, and sculpt, right? So just to detail a little bit more my background, I do sculpt miniatures. So that's the yeah, with that out of the way, I do sculpt, and I know not everybody has the tools ready or the skills or the knowledge, right? So that's why I wanted to put this video together and upload it to my channel, which hasn't seen no content in a very long time. So the material, right? Can you sand it with some 240 grit sandpaper? Not really, right? If you try to sand it with this kind of sandpaper with a very aggressive grit, right, it won't accept it as you would expect. It is generating some graining. It is looking like Formula 1 cars when they end a race, right? Where the tires are completely destroyed. That's more or less how these look like, as well as if you scrape them with a hobby knife in this perpendicular position, as you will do with regular injected plastic, it is not going to like it that much either. It is kind of jamming and catching. You see, it is not fluid, right? But on the other hand, if you do this and then you finish off with some 600 or 800 grit sandpaper like this one, you will see that it is mostly perfectly fine. Okay, so it will accept sandpaper, yes, as long as it is a high detail or a low abrasive number in the paper, right? Like 600 and above is going to be fine. But if you use anything aggressive like 80 to 40 or 320, don't know, this is, you can rough the surface like that. You can remove the bulk of all the stuff, and then you will need to move into a finer sandpaper for the final result if you want a smooth surface. Okay, the alternative to this perpendicular scraping motion is to just use your blade, right? So you don't want to pull in this kind of strike motion. You want to kind of run across your blade with this material. Okay, so if you do it like this, it is going to be hard, it is going to jam. If you kind of move it along the edge of the blade, then this is where it is like cream. It is super soft, super soft, and with some skill that you will for sure gain through the assembling of this box, you can get quite a decent result with your hobby knife. And it is not that bad, to be honest with you guys. It is not that bad. You can work it. As I said at the beginning of the video, is this my preferred material? No, it's not. As simple as that. But are these bad minis? No, they aren't. They aren't. They just require you to adapt to the material a little bit. And as you can see, I'm cleaning up more lines in here with this. It is not hard at all. If you you have quite a heavy mold line in there that I'm cleaning up easily, and I'm getting it removed. No issues. I mean, you see, I'm not doing anything special. I'm just using a hobby knife, right? Then you maybe want to remove the heavy lines with the 240. This is going to jam. It is going to generate a rough, maybe a bit of a rough surface. Then you go into your detailing sandpaper, right? And that's it. You're good to go, basically. This is going to be perfect after priming and painting. No issues here. So, with that out of the way, how to work with the material, right? It will require some more effort. This paper is already out of grit, or it's so used already. It is not doing that much really. But yeah, it is completely flat. So my nail is not catching anything in there. Yeah, so you can do that. And now, with that said, I wanted to quickly go over each of the different models and tell you what I have done, really, because that's what I consider is important. So, for some reason, Corvus Belli engineers decided to put a lot of the pins on their molds in the elbows, as you can see there. So, you will see that most of the elbows I needed to put some putty because I want, right? The elbows are not seen in the main view, and you can deal with them with a hobby knife, but I wanted to re-sculpt the elbows, right? So that's what you can see in this figure. This is all I did, really. Just remove the mold lines. You had to scrape something from the face. No, not in this one. Mainly in the arms, there were some mold lines, as well as in here I had to flatten a bit this part of the blade, but that's it really, nothing else. This one did not require much effort at all, just the elbow. Okay, and the second hunter, the second female hunter, the same, the elbow, the other elbow, some minimal amount of putty in there, right? And that's it. It did not require anything special really. Oh yeah, sure, in here they decided to put a pin on the hair as well in this one, and that was a bit more of a mess compared to the other one, but nothing really special. I mean, I tried to then replicate everything with my knife slowly, and yeah, you can see no putty at all for this one. Okay, it's perfect without putty, so good one. Now moving into the hunter leader. This one requires some more putty. I need to accept this one was not cool because you had to put putty on all this seam line in the skull on the shoulder pad. I also put some in there in the neck area, but that's honestly not required, as well as in here, not required either. But the sleeve was kind of level with with the shoulder, and I didn't like that. I wanted the sleeve to be on top of the shoulder, right? Not level. I don't want them to be level, but the sleeve to go at least a bit over the skin, and that's what I did in there. I added some mass to the sleeve, right, so that it covers the shoulder. And for this one, that's it. Yeah, the same happened in the wrist area. I added some mass so that the bracelet or whatever he's having here in the lower arm is covering the arm. It's not level or flush with the hand, right? So I did put some putty in there as well. Next one, the dynamic one. The dynamic one requires some gap filling in this seam. You see, I did cover that. There was a small gap that probably with painting you could deal with it, but again, I strive for perfection. I don't want to find any surprise when I'm painting them. Okay, and a little bit on the elbow as well. That's it. Yeah, as I was saying, I don't like finding surprises when I'm painting, right? When I sit down and prime the model, I don't want to find anywhere where I don't really understand what's the shape in the figure. I want to have it clear, so I study them beforehand and fix whatever I find. And not only in here, I do that for almost every miniature that I build, even for Games Workshop. This one was a pain. This was a little pain. So assembling this one, you may think that the pieces do not match, really, because there is a big gap in the back, right? So I had to resculpt part of the back, the skin, and those leather straps, just to move it back and align it to the lower body, because it seems to be a misalignment between the lower and the lower body and the top of the body, or the torso, right? So in there you will see a big gap. So what I did is I did a sculpt on top of the actual miniature, the same details, like moving them outwards, right? Pointing to the camera, moving the skin and the straps kind of on this direction. Just reproduce the same detail, but yeah, just kind of inflating the surface so that the torso matches the lower body. That's it. But this is not really required if you don't want to do it. I mean, once painted, you will hardly notice that is in there, and the front view is perfect. Nothing to be done in here apart from removing the mold lines, as I showed you with a little piece of plastic, this thermoplastic or whatever. The sorcerer or evocator, I cannot remember the name. In here I had some damage, so I had to re-sculpt this little strap. What else? Oh, I broke this, but it was all my mistake, so I had to glue it. I did pin it, then glue it, and then cover the gap or fill the gap with some putty. And also I wanted to have the same look that they have in the promo pictures, so I decided to shave a bit of plastic from this part of the head and re-sculpt it. I did just sculpt again this smooth surface, and I did that also with the jaw, with the lower jaw, okay, in there, just to have the same look that they have in the promo pictures. Apart from that, you can live without this, really, you really can live without this. It's just me. This was totally unnecessary, but yeah, I wanted to have it flush. I didn't want to have a lot of volume back there. At least from a profile view, I wanted to have it flush with the skin to look as drapery, right? Like some kind of cloth that is on top of his head, of her head. just that. But in any case, if you want to do it, it is an easy modification. Nothing really fancy. Okay. Apart from that, it was perfect. Everything is. There is a bit of a seam in there, but I'm not going to fix that. That's going to be. I'm going to deal with that with painting. No need to fill that gap. But everything is perfect. And finally, Alborg. Alborg, when you are assembling it, you may think, oh man, this is weird. There are a lot of gaps. How am I going to fill this? This is looking horrible. In the end, it's not that bad, really. The only part that I don't like is having seams in the fur, because then when you are filling the gap, you need to resculpt the flow of the fur. But that's what I did in there, and also in here, where you will find that you have like 3 pieces, here, here, and here. I also, to have kind of a smooth surface in there, I shaved some of the plastic and resculpted the detail, but you can move forward without that. This you will need if you want to have a smooth finish. This you will need as well. Oh, here you don't really need it. This you don't really need it, but I did put it because I want it to look at the best. I want the final thing. I want it to look the best as I can. I want the best result possible, and I did feel that seam. Don't know why really, but I did feel it with some putty. And that's it. I mean, it's looking fantastic, and if you ask me, all of them look fantastic. They are beautiful miniatures, really. I will enjoy a lot painting this. As you may have probably seen in the main video, I have already primed my polar view, so I could not explain what I have done on it. So I had this previously recorded video, in hand video, of the mini, and you can see I put some putty on the bird, on the belly, and some of it on the back of the left arm, right? But that's it. All the other gaps are completely hidden. And just wanted to briefly cover what I do. For putty I use milliput standard, and I mix it 50-50 with some regular plasticine. I got this green one from Seaboard Miniatures just because the color is exactly the same than the green stuff, and then you can sculpt in green. But adding this 50% of plasticine to the mix is going to ensure that you get this kind of result, where the new material that you are adding is sitting flush with the thermoplastic, and you in the end will not notice any kind of hump or transition between the putty and the thermoplastic. Okay, I encourage you to do that, because not only you get better surface as a result, but also it won't stick to your fingers. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Milliput 50-50 with plasticine, whatever color. You can get this in the dollar store or in a store with toys for kids or whatever. There are many brands in the market. Just regular plasticine or plastiline and milliput. Okay, so I hope that this was helpful for you guys, and see you later.